we're talking about the value, purpose, and goal of education. So what I wanted to do first is pose some questions to you so that you can think about what you think education is. So what do you think of when you think of the word education? You might be thinking of your own education experience, or you might be thinking, what else is there to know about the definition of education besides learning or school? And why is it even important to know the definition of education? What difference does it make for my day-to-day life? Well, I looked up the Latin form of the word education. It was very interesting because that first part of the word education, E, in Latin, means out. And the second part, the root word, dus, means to lead. So from the Latin form, education means to lead out. Now let's take a look at the statements or phrases that I put together from the definitions that I saw. Number 1, the act of educating, to train, to develop mentally, morally, or physically. Number 2, knowledge or skill obtained by a learning process. Number 3, a program of instruction. Number 4, a field of study concerned with teaching and learning. Number 5, the acquisition of knowledge. Number 6, the act of developing the powers of reasoning and judgment to prepare oneself intellectually. Number 7, mental or moral training. Number 8, cultivation of the mind, feelings, and manners. Number 9, the bringing up of a child. And number 10, the instruction and discipline, which is intended to enlighten the understanding, correct the temper, form the manners and habits of youth, and fit them for usefulness in their future stations. So out of all those definitions, I came up with 4 observations. Education has to do with the process of teaching and training. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number 2, education is the advancement of knowledge. You can obtain knowledge, study it, acquire it, develop it, cultivate it, and use it as a discipline. Education addresses not only the mind or intellect, but also the feelings, temperament, manners, habits, and appearance, believe it or not. So it's not just about the mind, but about the emotions, how we relate to one another, and our own health. And the last observation I made is that education leads to a better end. So it prepares us, it brings us up, it matures us, enlightens us, corrects us, forms us, and fits us or makes us ready. So my conclusions based on those observations from the definitions are: education is the preparation of the whole person and bringing them up to a higher level of thinking and living. And the second conclusion I made is education helps us think more clearly about every area of life, and it brings out a higher version of ourselves. So what does this mean practically? How can I use this knowledge in my everyday homeschool situation? Well, I came up with 2 implications or practical implications. I need to educate my child in knowledge of every kind, as much as they can bear, and in ways that will best prepare them for living in this world. And number 2, I should also include the process of disciplining the mind to handle all of the changes and challenges of life. And that's really where the emotions and life comes into it. So what does all of that mean for the value of education? What conclusions can we make about the value of education from our study of the definitions of education? What do you think of when you think about the value of education has on our life? What are the disadvantages a lack of education has on our life? Well, based on my study, education is supposed to make our life better. How does it make our life better, you might be asking? Well, it improves our mind, or it gives us knowledge in helping us make decisions. It opens up our world of information. It also improves our lifestyle and our emotions. It helps us develop a meaningful life, and it helps us develop certain skills for productivity and provides better opportunities for work. So education is not just about information going in, but it really is a way for us to prepare to do the things that we were meant to do. So, more specifically about the purpose of education, that basically means what is the end goal of education and what do we hope to attain at the end of formal education. I would have to say that the end goal or purpose of education is to prepare students for life, and it is to equip the students to live a meaningful life. What kind of life do you want to live? Education can help prepare you live the life that you want to live. What do you want your future to be like as a spouse, a parent, a worker, a friend, a neighbor? Education can also prepare us for that. So the goal of education, or the process by which we reach the purpose or end goal, is to impart knowledge of every kind. So that's a practice that we can do every day. Another goal of education is to give instruction in the things that best prepare us. So we're not just giving information, but we're also using it to help prepare us. And then we're training not just our minds, but also our emotions and our body for education. So I hope this lesson was helpful in helping you think a little bit more broad in terms of what kind of education you want to give your homeschool child. And that's it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.